Be very difficult for them to keep going back and forth.
Maybe what you do is you have it at 5 o'clock after the reception.
That could be after the receptions. We can ask everybody to go out there and take a photo outside.
Where is Hassan?
Assalamu alaikum and a very good day. I'm very happy today. I'm here in the Capitol Hill. I received invitation from Brother Osama from USCMO to come and see myself and participate and learn about how legislation, lobbying, advocacy are being done at the Capitol Hill for Muslim interests in the United States. Yeah. And as someone who is working in Malaysia as part of the government itself, I'm very happy to know and see how democracy works in the US with respect to Muslim communities' interests. And I pray that our USCMO and all Muslim communities in the US will prosper further with the right and healthy participation in democracy.
On the bill, they'll say thank you, be on your way. So also always try to frame your ask in a question. I think that helps me personally to get some feedback. Next slide. And if you are making some follow-up things that you're
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Yusuf Abdullah. I am the Executive Director of IANA, Islamic Association of North America. It consists of 37 Islamic centers nationwide across the United States. Today we're here with my delegates from the state of Minnesota. And this is very important for us, a Muslim Advocacy Day, annual Advocacy Day here in Washington, D.C. and the Congress of the United States. It is very important for us to push our issues. One of the biggest issues that we are pushing for is a report on Islamophobia, global Islamophobia. And we know Islamophobia is increasing, especially in many parts of the world, and specifically nowadays in India, China, and many other places in the world. So we want to combat that and make sure that there is a legislation in the Congress that goes through the Congress and passes and to be signed by the President, that we need to force or order the State Department to make a report every year about Islamophobia internationally. Another thing that we are advocating for is the cancellation of student debt and also cancellation of the interest on the student loans. And another issue that we're really pushing forward is to make sure that the Muslims are not discriminated here in the United States, and we fight and come against the CBE program that was focused on the Muslims. So the Muslims are kind of like marginalized, and seen as a threat in the United States. We want to get rid of that and make sure that the Muslims are treated equally like anybody else. We will be meeting with about 5 elected officials from our state. One of them will be McCollum, and Congresswoman McCollum will also meet Ilhan Omar in the House. And also we will meet Tina Smith, Senator from Minnesota, and also Amy Klobuchar, she's also from Minnesota, a Senator. And we will meet those people and discuss our issues with them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah. My name is Majida Abdul Salam of Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here at my first Muslim Advocacy Day by USCMO. Alhamdulillah. USCMO is awesome. They have almost 700 different Muslim organizations under their umbrella, and they brought all of us here to Capitol Hill today to pretty much advocate for things that affect not only Muslim Americans, but the American public overall. And so we're here advocating for creating zero-interest loans and canceling student debt. Joe Biden promised that that would be one of his main objectives if he was voted into office, and we're holding him accountable. Student debt affects almost 50 million Americans, and that is crazy because everyone needs access to higher education. That is like bare minimum. That's a human right, and so we're asking for a student for the HR, the House of Representatives Bill 100 to be enacted and put into play so that people can start going back to school again and stop having like heart attacks for student loan debt. Next thing we're advocating for is the transparency of the CVE grant, which is a pool of money used pretty much to surveil Muslims unjustly. Muslims haven't been involved in any major terrorist acts or anything of the like since 9/11. Most of these terrorist acts that have happened lately are unfortunately by white male Americans. So it's a waste of money and it's unjust to surveil and racially profile Muslims when we're not contributing to any heinous acts in America or even abroad. Muslims are being terrorized all over the world right now, be it Uyghur, Rohingya, Syria, I mean, you name it. Muslims are being Guinea. There was just a massacre in Guinea of many Muslims. We have to stop this. So India, the largest democracy in the world, and Muslims are being killed wholesale. We have to stop this. We have to stop the hate rhetoric, and that's what we're up here on Capitol Hill helping to advocate for, to bring awareness to Muslim hate and how we're being marginalized. The other bill, and then we're also seeking, we need immediate aid and roads to citizenship and refugee status for Afghan refugees. We know that Ukraine, unfortunately, is suffering a war crisis, and they are being streamlined into services and resources by our great American government. But unfortunately, when it comes to Afghan refugee or refugees from other countries, there's not so much assistance, right? And there's more barriers in place for them to create stability in their lives. This isn't fair. We're calling out, so we're up here advocating for Afghan refugees to get their rights. And what was the last one? You want to tell me? It's okay. But anyway, alhamdulillah. And then there's one more, but alhamdulillah, on the USCMO website and also with CARE New York, all the CARE chapters, Mass New York, everybody will be talking about their aftermath, and get in touch with your local, politicians and congressmen and council members to be aware and active on these issues. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Gerald Hankins. I'm from Chicago. Work with Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE. This is like my 10th year doing advocacy on the Hill. It's most important for the Muslims to get the voice out. Most important that we as Americans contribute not only to our progress and our protections of social justice, civil rights, but that of all citizens and residents here in this country. Most definitely, you cannot do it this year. Inshallah, come out next year. But even if not to DC, in your very own districts, speak with your congressional members, speak with the staff. Make sure you find the issues that are most important for you and your community, and stay on them. Right? You are the bosses of the members of Congress and the staff. Make your voices heard. So inshallah, find a way to find something that's passionate for you, and may Allah guide you in your efforts in making the community stronger, and inshallah, this whole country and our world. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, assalamu alaikum. My name is Emily Shabanovich. I'm with CARE Georgia. I'm the Communications and Outreach Manager there. I represent the Bosnian community in Georgia, which is fairly large. If you don't know, we have a big refugee population there. And I'm here to really represent my people who were impacted from ideas of Islamophobia, of discrimination during the Bosnian War in the 90s. That really became a part of my identity. I took that in, and now I like to work for CARE Georgia and really help out others that are also experiencing discrimination in the country, in the state, and all around the world as well. So I'm here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Isa Al-Haj Hussein. I'm from Mecca. I just moved here to the Washington DC area. I am the co-founder of Muslim Voice for Peace. We're an international da'wah organization talking to people about Islam, explaining to them what Islam is truly about, because many people are misinformed and miseducated, and partially it's our fault, so we have to educate them, clear the misconceptions and misunderstandings about Islam. So this is why we're here in Washington, D.C. I believe this Advocacy Day is very important because we reach our voices to the people that usually don't hear us, and so I believe if we can do this more often, it would be a great opportunity to speak to these congressmen and to these policymakers in general. We believe if we can influence Washington, D.C., we're not just influencing the U.S., but we're influencing the world, and this is our purpose, to reach the world through Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Taj Al-Haj Hussein. I am from Saudi Arabia. I came here to this event. I live in Virginia, Springfield, but I came to this event to know more and communicate to these congressmen and congresswomen. We have to show up to these events. We have to get our voices heard. And the only way of doing that is for us to attend and speak and tell them about our concerns. A lot of the congressmen and women that we spoke to, they told us, we didn't really think that was bothering you that much. We didn't know that this was an issue for the Muslims in this country and around the world. So try to come to these events, share these events, and inshallah we will make our voices heard. I am part of Muslim Voice for Peace. It's a da'wah organization, alhamdulillah. So it was a big pleasure for us to join. Jazakallah khair, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is William White. I'm the Director of Operations for the Council on American Islamic Relations Houston chapter. Alhamdulillah, I'm here. This is actually my first time being in Washington for USCMO's Muslim Hill Day. Last year we were virtual, I'm sure as everyone knows. If you weren't able to attend this year, we had a lot of fun. Alhamdulillah, the Texas delegation was able to meet with 13 offices so far. Alhamdulillah, we're headed to our last meeting of the day, inshallah, now. I'm very excited for what's to bring in the future. Definitely our follow-up. I'm encouraging everyone in the Muslim community, but especially the Houston Muslim community, please get involved in your local politics. Come to Muslim Hill Day and advocate on behalf of yourselves. Jazakumullah khair.
So at times we're talking about our topic, but we never really give them the breakdown from the beginning. Where's Ahmed Mohammed at? Where's he at? He got a cold, he didn't want to get you sick.
Students loan interest-free, help having a healthy, happy living families in US.
But also there is another point, but we have more, bill to go. One more point that, in this world, most of the nation they call not underdevelopment, the development nation, they all have it, the education is free. Like if you talk to the European, you can see that cross border, they're free. So why this is the land of opportunity and land of the intellectual and academical people comes from all over to get this academical education, and look at our own children and our own, us also, we cannot have the education.
Basically, just to summarize like the requests, I guess. So we want like some sort of a single signature student loan forgiveness for everybody, and especially we want that for the amount that's exceeding the original amount of the loan. And the second thing is to cancel at least $50,000 in student debt for the remaining borrowers. And the third is to create some sort of principal-only student loan. And the fourth is to extend the student loan freeze payment for until at least January 1st of 2023. So these are just like some points, and I believe that like this specific bill was already, I guess, introduced before.
So we're going to wrap it up, this bill, so next bill.
Can we summarize like?
Was there a bill that you wanted?
Yes, I think it's already been sent to you. If you want, I can text. We don't want to use the paper. I can text you the bill.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or just tell me the number.
Okay, tell me the
Summarize
bill.
like what we actually like are requesting. If that's
Is
okay.
the
Okay, can you-
100 possible?
Okay, read the
I don't
bill.
want to make you late for your next.
Oh,
I remember you mentioned, I'm actually also a CUNY girl. I did my undergrad at Queens College. But I know Congressman Swazi a couple of months back actually co-sponsored something to help with student loan forgiveness for medical professionals who served during the pandemic. So yeah, I just wanted to make you aware of that.
Millions of Americans have one thing in common: a crippling amount of student debt. As of 2012, Americans owed over $1 trillion in student debt. And as of June 2020, that total surpassed $1.6 trillion.
So it is significant. This is the first time in our nation's history that we've ever held this much in student loan.
One of the most talked about side effects of the student debt crisis is how it's forcing borrowers to delay traditional markers of adulthood. One survey found that 21% of borrowers had delayed getting married, 26% had pushed back having kids, and 36% had put off buying a home, forcing an entire generation of borrowers to question the opportunity cost of going to college. At the same time, advancements in technology, especially automation, is making it harder to earn a living wage without some type of college degree. Today, college graduates earn 80% more than those with just a high school diploma. College is more expensive and more important than ever before. And that dichotomy is putting students in a difficult situation. Do they risk going into crippling debt at the beginning of their adult lives in the hope that their investment turns into a career and financial stability?